I'm Israel. We're GMS Dallas camp. And first off, we want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our elders that rule well. And peace and blessings to the brothers of the elect that's preaching this word in truth and sincerity. Now, the spirit on America as of late, man, has just been a spirit of just really just revealing to the masses, but also to our people, because that's who we speak to in the elect of our people, that we're in slavery, man. You know, brothers, you know, we went and seen that movie 12 Years of Slavery, man. You know, and that's just a eye-opening experience to see something like that. But you know, even though we're not in chains and chains and shackles, we're still in slavery up to this day, man, because we live in a government that's based on having complete control of every aspect of your daily life and the things that affect the way that you're able to sustain life. Like right now, you have this healthcare reform that's going on, Obamacare, to where pretty much people who have no want for healthcare are forced to get healthcare or face a penalty of a tax. The IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, is enforcing, you know, this agenda, this healthcare. But we know in the scriptures that that's unrighteous. That's not a way to govern the people. But we know that the so-called white man Esau, who's set up in power right now, he governs, you know, not based on equity in an unrighteous manner. And that's why ultimately this kingdom is going to be brought to destruction. But this is a key piece in the ultimate destruction of America, in the ultimate decline of America, with this healthcare bill, which is going to ultimately lead to the RFID chip as well, which is prophesied in the scriptures. But go ahead and get that in Isaiah.
It's Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which thou hast prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment.
That's right. It says, the scriptures say, woe, destruction unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. So all this healthcare basically forcing someone to get something, you know, because we all have human rights, you know. Like, our rights are God-given.
Innate.
Exactly. So to force someone to get something that they may not even need or use, and then tax them if they don't decide to buy into this whole system, that's an unrighteous decree. And it says what, to force the needy?
First, kind of. This is, and that writes grievousness which they prescribe, to turn aside the needy from judgment.
That's right. And right grievousness which they have prescribed, you know, which they've written before, you know, because all of these things, man, this was written before the times that we're in now. Ever since Obama came into office, his whole agenda, you know, was to ultimately be able to enforce this healthcare reform agenda, you know. It's actually now just playing out to where people gonna actually see it, but it was already prescribed, pre-written, you know, and this is a grievous manner that was being prescribed, and it's gonna affect the needy. Because here you got people in America, people who, some people don't have full-time employment. People that may have full-time employment, they have a situation where they can't have any additional expenses taken out of their income.
Right, kind of underemployed.
Right.
Right, which is really,
go ahead, brother.
Which is really a war on the middle class, man. But you see disappearing year by year. So, you know, more and more you're seeing really two classes, the have and the have-nots.
That's right.
Because the middle class is being taxed immensely, man.
That's
to the point to where it's hard to even survive, you know? It's like you're putting, you know, the middle class is giving all the burdens to take care of, oh, this person who's not working, you know, this expense, oh, you can afford insurance, but you have to get this for your kids. So much to where, man, it's hard to even survive, man, to where really, you know, you're in a messed up situation, you know, a dilemma, because you're making just enough just to survive, man.
That's right.
You know? Yeah, food, but you barely making this gift, that food, man. Meanwhile, you have somebody, I know it's like a Republican, you have somebody who's not doing anything at all, and they're doing all right. They're getting all the benefits, man.
And that's basically going into a false balance too.
It's coming.
And I want to bring out a scripture on that to back up what the Akiam said. This is Proverbs chapter 20, verse 23. Diverse weights are an abomination unto the Lord, and a false balance is not good.
That's right. False balance is not good, man. You know, taxing people out, you know, like crazy. Particularly, the middle class.
That's right.
You know, letting a certain group of people just get away with BS. You know.
Yeah, you know, they don't tax the rich don't pay them taxes. They write all that shit off.
Yeah, you can write that off. If you middle class, me and the brother was talking one day, man, they taking all of the things you can write off now, man.
Oh shit, you can consider a lot of these millionaires the middle class nowadays.
Right.
Because, you know, just like, you know, I stepbrother plays for the Saints, and shit, the cracker that he plays for, he don't be paying taxes, but shit, my brother damn sure pays a shitload of money in taxes, man. His money's always going after stuff, and then he got to put money in charities and shit like that just to keep Esau off his ass.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
That's right. But like that was an excellent point which you made, brother, about how it's coming to a point now with this forced healthcare agenda, where the people who would be able to afford or get healthcare is going to be pitted against the people, you know, who are either forced because they can't get it in the first place. You know, it's going to create a lot of strenuous tensions amongst people, even amongst the so-called white men, the Edomites themselves. There's going to be internal tension. I got a quick scripture. Get Mark 3:24, someone real quick. You know, which that's just going to lead to a divisive nature of this country, which we know it's all prophesied through the scripture that these things must happen. But this is just an instrument that the Most High is using to allow, you know, His will to play out in this place for the ultimate destruction. Ready to get it first? Yes. Come.
Mark chapter 3, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
That's right. So the scriptures say a kingdom that be divided against itself cannot stand. And right now the Spirit of the Most High is putting a spirit of division on this place, man.
Right.
To where even people of the same nation, chiefly you so-called white people, because you're at the head of this nation, we always got to harp on you. It's going to be division and divisive natures amongst you, which, you know, ultimately is going to lead to your destruction, because the Most High says a kingdom divided can't stand.
Right.
Like right now you got the whole Republican, Democrat, but even amongst Democrats, you know, it's divisiveness over this whole healthcare agenda, you know?
And Republicans too.
And Republicans,
the so-called radical Republicans, which is the Tea Party, versus so-called regular Republicans, you know?
Right, because even like, I think one of the brothers, it may have been you, mentioned, even within the Republican Party, you got Republicans who want this healthcare, this Obamacare to be enforced, just so they can sit back when shit starts to play out and be like, we told you that this so-called nigga, which Obama is a Hamite, he's not of our nation, but basically a so-called black face, he's not fit to rule. He's not fit to govern this wicked empire known as America. That's the reason they want it to pass. But on the other side, those die-hard Republicans, those so-called patriot Republicans, they're totally against this plan, you know?
So much to where they're actually, well, which is really an act, you know. They're basically pushing for the government to shut down. You had this guy from I forget his name, from Texas. Well, he gained popularity by basically I guess what's the word you say? You up there and you're just speaking for a long time. Filibustering. Thank you. Filibustering. To basically stop the law from being passed for him to come to a compromise to basically stop the government from shutting down. You know, which is all a big act, you know, for them to cause that division.
That's right.
You know, but people are actually believing in that, man.
That's right, because the more divided that these stupid people are, the more that it allows them to go forward with their whole New World Order agenda, which is this healthcare reform. That's just a small piece in the bigger puzzle of this whole New World Order agenda. Is there more to that?
And it says, if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
That's right. So we're living in an empire that is set to not stand. Because little by little, the people are becoming more and more divided. Even amongst you stupid ass niggas, man. Because you still got niggas out there that's believing in Obama, man. These stupid niggas that make close to 6 figures, even 6 figures, they still believe in the American dream. They still believe in that hope and change that Obama promised. Yeah. So they even though they kind of know in their spirit that, hey, this healthcare reform is bullshit, they just going along with the program, man. Because they're comfortable. But that's going to create division amongst them and other so-called black people or Israelites, you know? Which ultimately, the kingdom that's divided in that manner is not going to stand, man. Because you're going to have all types of sedition, you know, crime rates going to go up, violence, you know? Yeah, drastically. And just to go on my other point too, man, that shows that, man, we're truly slaves to this day in this kingdom, man.
That's right.
So all you niggas out there just thinking just because Esau giving you a little paycheck, allowing you to operate in wickedness and have these gifts that destroy the heart, you think you free, man. But that whole healthcare reform is showing that all of these people in general, we're slaves to this society, man. You know, get Baruch 3 and 8. And somebody can hold Isaiah 31.
Gotcha.
You know?
This is Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments.
That's right. The scriptures say, behold, we are yet this day, 2013, man. Even though it ain't no 1846, we ain't getting beat with whips. It's more of a mental, corporate, industrial slavery that we're in now, which is even worse, man. You know, having to deal with this place on a mental level, you know, where the shit is more subtle, you know, and we're subject to payments, man. All types of taxes and fees and surcharges for every aspect and manner of life that you need to operate in to go about, you know. Like we was going into with the healthcare, man, they're forcing you to get healthcare. They're using the IRS to enforce healthcare, and for people who decline not to get it, there's going to be a tax. So they're going to be subject to payments, man.
Yeah. Right.
Well, 1% of your salary. So if you make, you know, $50,000 a year, you don't have to pay 1% of that your gross salary.
Yep.
It's bullshit.
And for some people, yeah, go ahead, bro.
You make $100,000 a year, you gotta pay another $1,000 just for not signing up.
Yep. And for some people's situation, man, that could be a very drastic adjustment, man.
Yep.
Because things are already tight as it is. You know, people are, you know, pulling, you know, the belt up, so to speak, just to operate, tightening the belt, Salakia, just to make ends meet and get by and have some measure of comfort in their life. But with all these different measures and these taxes, that's going to be completely taken away, man.
Yep.
And then with them, because I know it's coming too, that quantitative easing, where they're just going to continue to print more money, which they've made the new $100 bill. Somebody was talking about that at work. This chick was saying, man, that's just a beautiful note, man. Have you seen the new $100 bill?
It's eerie.
You know, that's just an eerie feeling. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking they're just printing more money into the circulation, which is going to devalue that money that's currently in circulation, and it's going to lead to hyperinflation, man. Yeah. So even if you get a raise, I mean, it doesn't adjust to inflation.
Well, they've already set you to live beyond your means. When you make the decision to go into undergrad and you take those 4 to 5.5 years to achieve that bachelor's degree, the debt that they put you in
already puts you so far behind that the job that you get when you initially comes out, it's just a rat race.
Yep.
It's nothing but a rat race for the next 25 years of your life.
Yep.
Okay? And so basically you have a predestined state of debt,
Yep.
you know, that they basically indoctrinated you with.
Yep.
That's right.
You know? And so this Obamacare doctrine is basically a heightened, you know, evolution of, nigga, we got you.
That's right, brother.
Okay? We got you by the balls, and you accept it.
That's right.
You can acknowledge how much it sucks, but you still gotta accept it.
That's right.
Yeah, go ahead and bring the article out.
Mm-hmm.
If you speaking on it.
Because these crackers wouldn't be mad, or well, they would be. It'd be less of an outcry if the actual plan made sense and was sensible. But you got these people coming fresh out of college with all that debt, and they're making no money, and they're getting premiums that are higher than they can get with a major medical insurance company, man. You know, don't have no children. Don't have no children. You're gonna be paying $300 a month,
Yep.
and you're gonna have a high ass deductible, a low ass deductible, a high ass copay. You know, every time you have a visit. You know, and so and you know, you 25, you ain't worried about going to the hospital and shit. Why the hell am I only do $300 a month?
Don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
I might spend $600 a year on my health.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
Exactly.
All right. So, but check this out. This article comes from the end of the AmericanDream.com, and it says the American Dream, waking people up and getting them to realize that the American dream is quickly becoming the American nightmare. 15 reasons why the Obamacare decision is a mind-blowing disaster for America. Now, we're not going to read all of it, but you know, we're just going to highlight some of the points that the brothers is making. So when you scroll down, and this is written by Michael Schneider, this is June 28, 2012. You skip down to number 1, it says, according to the U.S. Supreme Court, the federal government has the power to force you to buy private goods and services. Now that this door has been opened, what else will we be forced to buy in the future?
That's right.
Right? Number 2, Obamacare is another step away from individual liberty and another step toward a nanny state where the government dominates our lives from the cradle to the grave. Right?
That's right.
Number 3, the IRS is now going to be given the task of hunting down and penalizing millions of Americans that do not have any health insurance. In fact, the Obama administration is giving the IRS $500 million extra dollars outside the normal appropriations process to help them enforce the provisions of Obamacare that they are charged of overseeing. That's exactly what the brothers in
Why would you get an IRS that job? You know, you have to ask yourself that. Why is the IRS over health care? That's not making sense.
Well, in the scheme of what the brother was going into, talking about like that debt, like for people who go to college and before they even, you know, get their bachelor's or whatever, they already got all this debt, you know, that whatever job they get, they're just basically running a rat race. America as a whole, man, it was built on debt, and the way that it's operating now is just on debt. You know, like they create these arbitrary terms like the debt ceiling because basically America's so much in a state of debt right now, they're doing everything that they can, even though they know that there's no way to pay that debt back. And this is basically just another tax measure. It's just another tax pretty much, even though they're framing it as a guise is like, we're just gonna have health care for all Americans. It's just another tax, another racket, you know, so they can so-called pay off whatever debt that they owe, which will never be paid back anyway, you know.
Hey, check this out. Number 4, Obamacare imposes more than 20 new taxes on the American people. You can find a comprehensive list of Obamacare taxes right here. And they have a link. If you love paying higher taxes, then you're going to absolutely love Obamacare once it's fully implemented.
Wow, they said once it's fully implemented. So right now, just in the introduction phase of this whole thing, I can already just sense increases in the premiums that I'm going to have to pay. But it says when it's fully implemented, so who knows?